YouTube channel, Cooking with Sally J. Today, I am going to show you how to make brown bread. I call it oatmeal bread. This is my mother-in-law, Mom Blakney's recipe, and she calls it brown bread. I call it oatmeal bread because it's made mostly with oatmeal, and I'm looking around at myself because I just put flour in here and I thought I had it all over me. But I didn't. Okay, so this morning we're going to start off with 2 cups of oatmeal. You just pour that in the biggest bowl that you can possibly come up with, okay? This will make 3 loaves of brown bread. 2 pretty big ones and 1 medium one, okay? Then you're going to need 4 cups of boiling water, which just clicked, so we'll have to put that. Well, I need to calm down. My brain's like, hurry up, but I can't make it go any faster than it's going. And why am I in a hurry? I don't know why I'm in a hurry, so I will try to slow down. So you're just going to take your hot water, your boiling hot water, and pour it over your oatmeal. And you're going to add to that, it says, shortening the size of an egg. What is that? So I measured it. I put an egg inside of a tablespoon, not a teaspoon, and I just made it a heaping one. And so I'm just going to break it up over the hot water. And you're just going to set that in there and let it cool. And we'll be back. No, we're not going to be back. We're going to add some salt, okay? I just needed to look at that again. Okay, so you're going to do that, then you're going to add your salt. And I'm not sure which one is which. So, yeah, this is salt. So you want 1 tablespoon of salt that you're going to sprinkle in on top of that. And I sit here and think about this, and it's like, Sally, just slow down and pay attention to what you're doing so you don't have to edit. This is just, I'm not editing nothing, people. It is going to be how it is. This is wonderful bread, but things take time. So now we're going to let this cool, and we'll be back to put the rest of the ingredients in. Okay, so while that is cooling, you're going to do your yeast mixture. And your yeast mixture is going to be a 1/2 cup of your very hot tap water. Now, I don't worry so much about the temperature because I've told you before, my yeast I keep in the freezer, so it's cold. So I do want to make sure my water's quite hot. I don't want to use boiling water though. I only need a 1/2 cup. And then you're going to add a tablespoon of dry yeast. And 1 tablespoon of sugar. You're just going to sprinkle that off top of your yeast. And you're going to let that set. While that's setting, it'll take about 10 minutes or so for that, and it'll take about 10 minutes for that to cool, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so now our oatmeal is cooled off. It's still, because this is a metal pan, it's still warm on the bottom, but you can see it's swollen up. There's still some juice, some water there. But our yeast is well and set. It should be bubbly, and that shows you that your water wasn't too hot and it's activated well. So I'm just going to pour my yeast in on top of the oatmeal. And we're going to add our molasses. Now there is no egg in this recipe. Okay, now I am going to stir this up a little bit together before adding flour. And we're going to add 8 cups of flour, and it's going to be sticky. Now Now I will probably add a hair more, but not a lot more. This is not going to be like your white bread that, you know, they say knead it till it's smooth as a baby bottom. This is not going to be smooth like a baby bottom. This is going to be sticky on your hands, and it is going to be frustrating to work with, but just follow what the recipe says and you'll do fine. My daughter, Tab, loves this bread. She tries to make it, and the first time she said it was a big flop. She made it last week and it was better, but it's because it's so sticky and it's just not normal for it to feel that way. So the first 4 cups, I'm just going to put all in there and just stir it around with your spoon. Okay. Alright. You want to incorporate the first 4 cups really good. Today it's like we go from the 80s down to 60s. The wind's blowing, it's cold. But with the oven running, it will warm off. No. With the oven running, it will warm up the house, the downstairs enough to be tolerable. Okay, so I've got the first 4 cups incorporated in there. Now I'm not going to put all of this in there at once. Okay, I'm just going to, because I want to be able to use my spoon as long as I can use it. Okay. It's getting to be feeling like fall. And that's when I do most of my baking and cooking. In there pretty good, so I'm just going to throw the rest in and we're going to start working with our hands, because why I wore long sleeves today, don't know. Alright, so then you're just going to use your hands and knead it right there in the bowl. Really, so you don't see the flour, you'll see molasses and stickiness. I may take it out of the bowl now so you can watch me do what I'm doing. I try to stick as close to that 8-cup mark and not go over much, because it makes the bread heavy if you do too much. It is meant to be sticky, but when it raises and stuff, it's fine. Flowers. Well, the 8 cups was fine. When I made it last week, it was a lot stickier than this. This is sticky, but it's not bad at all. Okay. My cart's rolling around on me. Okay. So, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to wash my hands off and spray my bowl. Okay, so now, you guys see in my messy cupboards, the pan that I mix things in, yeah, there's flour, it don't matter. Just spray it. Put your bread dough in it and spray the top of it. Now, growing up, whole thing. Crisco is great, but it seems to make it heavier and it adds more calories. Spraying it like this works just as well, and you don't get all the calories. So then you're gonna sit it on top of your stove until it raises double. And I'm thinking it's a good hour. Cover it with a dishcloth. And after it raises, we'll be putting it in pans and letting it raise again and then cooking it. Okay, so the dough is doubled in size. I'm looking for my spray. So what I'm going to do with the spray is I'm going to spray my pans. So these two pans are just a hair bigger than this glass one. Okay, so they're sprayed really good. I'm going to need that in a minute. So next, I'm just going to coat my hands really pretty good with the Crisco because you got to handle this and shape it. So it's almost like you're putting hand lotion on. Okay, and you're going to eyeball it as well as you can and try to make three equal parts. Okay, and you're just going to just shape it with your hands like that. Other people do it different ways. Do it however you're comfortable. This works for me. And I'm just going to put it in my pan like that. As you can see, it lays there like that. It will rise double and it will fill up the pan. When you do the next one, the same. Get your hands good and greasy. Could have gone a little heavier with that. Okay. Okay. Again, put it in your pan. Raise and one more. This one feels a little This one almost feels like it might have too much in it, but I don't want to change it because it affects it if you take it out and add it to it after you've already put Crisco on it. It affects the rising of it, and I don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to put these back up on my stove because my oven is a little more warm, and the reason for that is it helps it rise better. It is a cold day, and that's why my oven's on. If it was a warmer day, you wouldn't need your oven on. You're going to cover them again, and you're going to wait till they raise good. I don't believe it'll be an hour this time. It'll be closer to a half an hour. Everybody, come on. Okay, so we're going to get ready to put the bread in the oven, but before we do, I want to introduce you to some special people. They came close to me. Yes, you. These are our cute little missionaries from Mexico. Well, they're missionaries to Mexico, but where did you originally live?
We originally lived in
the United States.
Yeah, in the United States.
This one likes to talk a lot. Okay, so this is Malachi, and he wants to start a YouTube channel, and hopefully he will. This is Alegria. I did it right. I always call her Allegra, but it's Alegria. And this is Eli, right? Ezra. See, I got it wrong. All right, so I just wanted to introduce you to our little missionary family that I feel like it's my family, and I'm glad they're with us. Okay, so now we're going to show you the bread that's risen. You got to move out of the way. And we're going to put it in an oven at 325. And it is important that you do not do it at 350. It's It's got to be in there an hour. It's frustrating, but I'm telling you, I've done it the other way. It doesn't work. So we're just going to stick them in the oven on the top shelf. The reason this dish is raised more than the other two is because it was a smaller pan and probably a little more dough. But it won't hurt anything. Okay? So when they're done, you'll see the end result. Okay, it has been 1 hour and my house is crazy. Now we're getting ready to take the bread out of the oven. As you can see, I'm in the middle of dinner. Kids and noise. So, can you guys quiet just a little bit? Okay, I hushed them for just a second so you can see. So this is one. And you just take it out of the pan. And I have that covered with a towel. You just lay it on the towel to cool. Yeah. I just took that right out of the pan right there. You can see. I'm going to do something that I've never done before because I just want to be quick. But I'm going to just squirt it with, I can't believe it's not butter spray just to moisten it. But you would typically just take a little bit of butter and go over the top of it. That's quick and easy. So if you liked this segment of cooking, this is hot, oatmeal / brown bread with Sally J, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. There's other recipes there. You can also find me on Cooking with Sally J on my Facebook page, and you'll find the complete recipe and the video. God bless you and have a good day.